And I know some things in life are not like the most perfect of all things to be considered, but in general, in general, I just feel like I want to be happy in life, and I'm finally back to like homebody mode because I was posting the content from the concert, but like honestly, in day to day life, I don't go to concerts that big. That's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing, like a very, very much once in a lifetime experience. But it was like really interesting and fun to reflect upon, I think. Because most people in general don't get to do things like that. Well, some people might, but I don't think in general most people do things like that. So that was kind of like a big, interesting event. And even though I kind of felt like like I've said, I like a couple Metallica songs. I like Enter Sandman and Nothing Else Matters. Although they didn't play Nothing Else Matters that night, I felt definitely like an outsider because everybody else is like diehard fans, super fans. So things that intrigued me about that concert were not the things that probably intrigued the diehard fans. But I think it's fun to experience things that you never would have wanted to do, like something that my sister wanted to do. Makes life kind of interesting, I think. She's a very adventurous person. Am I adventurous? No, I'm culinarily. I think when it comes to adventure, I have culinary adventure. She has more like social experience adventure. I'm more about the culinary adventure. Look at this. We have oil. Oil's our friend. So I like some of the things that one channel, like, I don't agree with everything that Channel the Blowout Professor says, because I think, to be honest with you, like, they're much more like a pro blowout, salon, polished hair look. But the two things I do like that he says is that you should use a wet brush or a plastic brush. Like, I honestly, like, I kind of like how he said, wooden brushes aren't all that. Because I bought a wooden comb and I don't get the point or the allure. And even when it comes to plastic brushes, I'm not going to buy the $20 brush. Like, I fell for that before where I bought that Tangle Teezer brush, which, by the way, my mom really loves that brush. I gave it to her. But my mom thinks that brush works very well on her hair because she has very fine hair and she's older and she still has a lot of hair, but maybe not as much density as she once had. So for her, she feels like that's a really good brush, but I just felt like that brush tugged on my hair a lot, so I didn't really like it. I just love smoothing out my hair. That's my favorite thing about hair brushing, is to just, when you brush your hair, to smooth it out. I used to be like, oh, I need a comb. So I still think a comb, like, I guess I have my own little hair routine that I've sort of just constructed, and it's just working for me now. And it's kind of changed. Like, I don't know why I went to thinking I could only brush my hair with a wide tooth comb. I think it had something to do with the long hair community, because people kept telling me I needed to go on there since I was interested in long hair, and they'd give great tips. And I started thinking, oh, I need to, and I must use a wide tooth comb instead of a brush to brush out my hair. But brushes had always worked in the past. I don't know why all of a sudden I started thinking I can only use a wide tooth comb. That just does not make any sense. I don't know why I was thinking along those lines for a while, because it really, really, like, okay, I think a wide tooth comb is very beneficial when you first, for me, maybe it's beneficial, like, when I first wash my hair, I find that the wide tooth comb, after finger detangling, breaks up, like, any tangles. And then I like going in with the wet brush. But ever since I've discovered the wet brush, like, my sister's been using it for years, I really love the wet brush, and it just makes your life so much easier, I feel like. I'm like, I don't know why before I was messing around with other kinds of brushes that I just felt like tugged in my hair. And that's one reason I just don't understand, like, what is that unbrush thing gonna do for me? The unbrush or the dupe or whatever the wet brush can't do for me, in my opinion. That's just my little opinion. So I kind of just sort of constructed a hair routine. It's not like set in stone because I feel like what I do with my hair does change. Like, well, I was finger detangling my hair for years, but a few years ago I saw this technique where people, like, okay, to brush you start at the bottom, but the finger detangle you start at the top. And I do a little bit of both, and I think you need, like, if your hair has been loose and it's wavy, you need to do a lot of finger detangling first before you go in to brush, or you're just ripping off hair, in my opinion. And even now, like, sometimes I go in and I'm like, ooh. And sometimes I'm like, my hair needs to be really wet to brush out. Like, I feel like, but some people think, even with curly hair, they think it's better to dry detangle. So I'm like in so many different spaces, but I do put water in my hair and I stick some oil. Like, what I do like about the Wow Professor, although I use a lot more oil than I think he advocates, is I like putting oil into my hair because my hair just needs to be hydrated back up. And I stopped using the leave-in detangler just because I felt like, I don't know, for a while I was really vibing it, but then I started feeling like it was making my hair really, really sticky. And I don't know, like, oil doesn't have like that stickiness to it, whereas I just feel like, yeah, I don't really like the whole idea of like putting that leave-in detangler in my hair if it's just gonna make it feel sticky. I don't like that. That's just my opinion. No, I don't want to pull my hair. Be very gentle. So I like to be gentle when I work my way up. Like, some people, they hold on to their hair really hard and they're brushing hard, and I don't see what that achieves. Like, I think even if you have straight hair, if you go like this and you separate the tangles very gently, and then you gently work your way up, yeah, it's going to take longer. And I think a lot of people find the way that I brush my hair very slow, but I don't care because, like, I don't want to break off all my hair just to brush it fast. What's the point of that? Does that prove something? Does that achieve something? I don't get it. Like, why do that? I don't understand the point of that. And sometimes I feel like, did I put too much oil in my hair? No, you've never put too much oil in your hair. Well, if your hair doesn't like oil, maybe you do. But I just think, like, I don't do, like, crazy hair oiling. Or, like, I think maybe for some people that heavy hair oiling works. But I'm just like, oil is a tool. I like just use it to keep my hair moisturized. But I also am adding hydration. And they say, well, water and oil don't mix. But I just feel like also, too, I've never used dry shampoo because I feel like that kind of can irritate your scalp. But I do think if you're running, like, all this water through your brush, and yeah, you're going to have to wipe down your floor. And it says on even, like, the leave-in conditioner, like, oh, your floor is making you wet from using this product. Well, yeah, your floor could be wet too. I don't know. Put a towel on your floor then. And then you can wipe down your floor, but it kind of cleans your floor. It's like a great reason to, like, just continuously clean your bathroom floor, in my opinion. I don't have those nasty bathroom rugs that people have that breed bacteria and germs. Those things drive me crazy. Like, why does your bathroom want a rug? Remember those rugs people used to put on top of the toilet? Super unhygienic. Like, that's not even a cute look. Like, your rug is not a couch and a sofa. Like, what? Why? It's kind of like the equivalent of the dudes that used to, like, have the shag carpeting in the back of their vans in the 70s, and that kind of looks porno or something. And then, I don't know, it's like I'm not saying the bathroom thing looks like that, but it's just gross. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. No, do not like it, bitch Schmidt. Like, the bathroom rugs, just put a towel on your floor if your floor gets wet when you take a shower or you come out your hair, and then wash it each time. And reusing bathroom towels, take them to the washing machine and wash every single time. I don't care. Like, I know, but what about water conservation? No, because once you've used the towel, it's nasty. It is nasty. Nasty. It's time to cart them all to the washing machine and wash, okay? No more reusing the towels after washing. That is not good. And it makes you, I just feel like it's gross. Like, you need a fresh towel for every single shower. Yes, hygiene. I might not wash my hair every single time, but it's funny that some people get really upset about you not washing hair every single day, reuse bath towels, and I'm like, that is nasty, man. Nasty, nasty, nasty. You know? I just don't like it. I'm just like, just get a new bath towel. Like, maybe I keep, like, the towel I used to dry my hands on a little bit longer, but, like, a bath towel, because, like, you wash your body, and don't you want a clean towel? I'm just like, and if you don't have enough bath towels, buy a few extra ones. They don't have to be super expensive. You know, I don't know. People are funny. I don't really understand human nature, to be quite frank. And brushed out. say oil and water don't mix, but I feel like for me, it's going back to what I've always kind of done, where I just would put a little bit of Yves Rocher oil in my hair. And then, and some water. I just clean out my hairbrush as I go, because I find personally, if you clean out your brush as you go, it's better. And yes, if you have a brush like this, you have to give them a bath in hot soapy water and let them soak. And honestly, I didn't know that until I started having a hair channel, because I started thinking about well, how do you keep your brush looking beautiful? And then I started looking into it, and people were like, well, you have to give your brushes a bath. And I learned my own way of giving them a bath by putting them in a bowl of hot soapy water with a toothbrush. And like the blowout professor said, you can't really clean a wooden brush. So honestly, and I feel like the wooden comb I wasn't impressed with it, because I still have, where is he? He's somewhere down here. All the regalia. Yeah, here he is. He looks beautiful, okay? He looks beautiful, but I just feel like, does he don't know. Maybe he is beautiful. I don't know. Maybe he's a beautiful comb. I don't know what to say. It looks beautiful. It's a Bass wooden comb. He looks very beautiful. But I feel like this is just my opinion. It's harder to keep it clean. But that's sort of my opinion. Like, I just feel like I like the plastic brush, and you just give them a bath, and you run water through them, and they're cheap enough that you can have many of them. You can have multiples. If you lose one, it's not the end of the world. They don't tug on your hair. I don't know. I like them more. I'm not interested in a boar bristle brush at all. Like, well, no. Some people like that stuff. That's cool. Oh, I didn't even know you were interested in growing your hair, Troy. I didn't really know what you were doing with your hair. You don't. I mean, if your hair's that long, why don't you make videos about it? I don't. Because I really don't know, like, what works for you, Troy. Like, how long do you want to grow your hair? To me, I think length, like the specific length, is superfluous. I know, like, some of the super long length people are like, floor length. But as somebody who had knee length hair and upper calf length hair, I have a secret for you. It's overrated. It's overrated. It's flippy, floppy overrated. Long hair does not have to be a specific length. I'm growing my hair longer, but not like to satisfy the yearnings of the people that are like, oh my god, it needs to be floor length. Because, well, I was almost there, but I had that henna tangle incident, which set me back. And then another time when I just felt like, oh, I was having, like, the second time that I cut my hair, I kind of wish I wouldn't have done that. I kind of overreacted. I should have just tried to ride out the scalp irritation I had. I really should have rode that out. But, you know. I also decided along the way that I like sulfate shampoo by a lot because I don't wash my hair every other day or even a couple times a week. I either wash my hair once a week or every other week. And I just find, like, I like a sulfate shampoo that's very cleansing. And I double wash, and then I put hydration back in. Because I do feel like shampooing your hair is good for your hair. I know there's a lot of people right now that are into no poo or low poo and blah, blah, blah. But I never did low poo, no poo. Never did that. But I did for a while experiment with the conditioner wash only. And I think just for my particular hair type, that doesn't really serve me well. And I do think it's good to cleanse your entire scalp with a sulfate shampoo. And I like that one that has the salicylic acid because I feel like that's doubly cleansing. It just kind of gives your scalp a reset. And I know some people are like, but your scalp doesn't need a reset. But I kind of feel like in order to avoid any kind of buildup situations, yeah, everybody's scalp can benefit from a reset. And it's funny because a few years back, everybody was like, sulfate shampoos are so bad. But now it's kind of like people are going the other way. And they're like, well, actually, sulfate shampoos can be good. I just don't think sulfates are as bad as people think. And probably back when I was just using VO5, that did my hair very good. And that's like one of the cheapest shampoos on the market. I mean, I don't know. I've used VO5 conditioner again. I haven't gone back to using just VO5 shampoo. But I don't know. I just haven't wanted to buy it. I've been enjoying that Selsun Blue Natural Salicylic Acid shampoo. I've just been liking that one. That seems to be a really good shampoo. It smells really good. It resets your scalp. I just think, because I did try for a while that pack when I had a little bit of scalp irritation, the Dawn dish soap, and I don't think I ever would have done that if I had known about Selsun Blue. Like, I wish I had known about it, the natural one, previously. Like, I had heard people talk about it, but it didn't really register for some reason, and it took a while for me, after watching videos of people who'd used it, to kind of be like, oh yeah, maybe. And then the thing about that Selsun Blue natural shampoo, it just doesn't have a lot of like promotion behind it. It's not like, even though I think it's a really good shampoo, like you go and look up things about it, there's not a lot of reviews of it. There isn't like a lot of promotion about it. It's just not, which makes me kind of worry, like, are they going to discontinue it? Because I'd be really sad if they did. I know there's like another comparable type shampoo by Neutrogena, which maybe I haven't tried those yet. Maybe that one's just as good. But I really like the smell of that Selsun Blue one. So I just would be sad if they discontinued it. But luckily enough, shampoo lasts me much longer than conditioner, which conditioner goes like 4 times as fast as shampoo, because sometimes you want to use 1/4 of a bottle of conditioner on your hair. Sometimes maybe 1/5. You use a lot, and I just coat my hair up with it because that's the best thing for the detangling process, you know. But for shampoo, I do use a little bit more than recommended as well, because I feel like these recommendations are just that. Like, I feel like you just need to use what feels good for your hair type, or any type really. And you really do have to wipe down your floor after you brush out your hair and run it through water. Now, I just don't think I like this comb as much. I tried. I mean, it's okay, but I just feel like, it's not bad. I mean, it feels nice. I don't know. It feels nice to hold it. It's a nice comb to hold, I guess. Like, holding it's kind of fun. like holding it. But the brush, I just think works better in my hair. I feel like I like the brush more. Get a lot of water going in our hair, and then it perks it right back up. Be nice and perky. You want volume? Brush your hair. You want volume? Brush your hair. Because I think volume is a ploy. Hear me out. I think volume, I'm not saying it's a scam, but I think it's a ploy. Because I feel like volume's like for people that, I don't know, like they think that their hair doesn't look thick enough or something, and often their hair looks thick enough, but it's just, I don't know if it's because people love like big 70s, 80s inspired looks, or just because of extensions or what it is, but I feel like people just really like get kind of obsessed with thinking like if their hair is volumized that somehow it makes it look thicker, or I don't know. But it still looks the same to me. It just looks like you put air. Like I accidentally said on TikTok the other day, you put air conditioning in your hair. What I meant was you put air into your hair. Like basically you blow dry your hair in a way so that the roots stand up a certain way. Or like in the 80s, people would tease, back comb portions of their hair. In the 60s as well, just to make it kind of stick up. But it's kind of an optical illusion, and you can tell because this is my opinion. I know it's not popular in the whole volume dynamic, like people that are very obsessed with the volume thing. But my whole opinion is your hair actually just looks thicker when you don't like try to make it do that. Like I think some hairstyles naturally do that. Like some people, like if you have like curly hair and you're doing like a curly hair blowout, I think like yeah, naturally hair looks like that, and curly hair kind of just has more of that texture where it like it's gonna fall around your head like that. But I feel like when people with straight hair want the straight hair, but then they also want the volume, and I just feel like they have too many things going on, and I don't know why people decided, like they all got together and decided that that was the most valid hairstyle that anybody could ever have, because I feel like, well, it's just another hairstyle. I don't know why people get so fixated on certain particular hairstyles for their hair, you know? I think any hairstyle is fine. Just pick one that you like. And, you know, don't worry too much about volume. Like, I think volume just means your hair looks kind of like it has a lot of air in it. From brushing it or something. Or blow drying it. It's not something, like, I feel like a braid, which, by the way, when you kind of smooth your hair down and you braid it, it doesn't really have volume in the roots, which, I don't know, that's kind of like, I like that better. Like, I don't really worry about what men like, you know how men are, like, loose everywhere, but I don't, like, my go-to hairstyles have no catering to men. Like, I have long hair for Julia. My long hair is for me. It's not to cater to guys or what they think looks the best with my hair. It's to cater to Julia and what she likes the best with her hair. So if you love my hair and you're along for the ride, you can just say, I sign up and I like what you do with your hair. But I never obsess or set out to do hairstyles that men who watch my channel think I should do with my hair. I still just do my hair in ways that make me happy. 100%. Like, even if I tried things in the past, I don't try those things anymore because I reached the epiphany of my hair is for me, and I love my hair, and I love having long hair. But I didn't have long hair to do hair flips, to headbang, or to put volume in my hair, or to wear it loose all the time. None of those things. And actually, if you love my channel, you'll love it more for those reasons. because you'll love it because I'm doing my hair for me and not for you. You know? That's the beauty of this long hair channel. I'm doing my hair for me and not for you, you know? It's not for your favorite kind of hairstyle. It's for my favorite kind of hairstyle. That is the whole dynamic behind my hair channel. It's a hair journey. My hair journey, not to make somebody else happy, not to do a certain type of hairstyle that is more stylish. So to me, I don't think volume is a scam, because I think what it is it's just a way of describing a hairstyling technique that puts air into your hair to make it look bigger. But I just personally don't feel like it's that important, because I never really wear my hair in ways that like make volume really important to me. It's just never an important styling technique for me. For some people, volume is everything, and they love volume. They want their hair to be voluminous, and they equate that with thicker hair. But I don't necessarily think making your hair more voluminous makes it look thicker either. Not necessarily. But that's just my hot take on the whole volume thing. there's some volume, you know? That is some of the volume. There is like a rhythm and a pattern to like when I do my hair live streams. Like at first, like I'm talking about something really passionate, and then I get a lot of my passionate thought about something out, and then I get quieter. If you ever notice like the rhythm, there's a little bit of a rhythm to it. I felt like it was perfect, but then it didn't feel smooth enough on top. How smooth it feels. It's so smooth. before getting this one all done up. You have wavy hair and even more curly hair. Your hair starts curling up into itself within a minute flat. Like, and you could have brushed it already, okay? And then the moisture is like, oh, I want to curl up into myself. I'm like, yes, you do. I know. I can feel you curling up into yourself. I want to do double standard do time. Okay, so I just want to like bash the double standards of every kind. So thumb up if you hate double standards, because we need to bash double standards out of the park. I don't like negativity comments. I don't like double standards. I don't like bloop 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 and bye, and then get your introvert on after that, because I'm just like, ugh. No way. In fact, I think another reason to get your introvert on and to like have a smaller group of people that you associate with is because it's less exposure to double standards. You don't need a big group of people in your life. You want more authentic people in your life. I just think that'll keep your life more true blue, and you'll meet higher quality people because you're going to be more selective about who you let in. Like, kind of, I don't think the pandemic had it completely wrong. I just don't think big social circles are healthy for anyone, really, in my little opinion. Like, I think the smaller your social circle, the little bit better, because you'll meet healthier, happier, kinder people that can be within it, you know? And you have to be nice and kind. I know some people are like, oh, I'm kind, but I'm not nice. Well, there's a problem with that, okay? And I'm going to tell you what the problem is with not being nice. And some people are like, being nice is fake and being kind is cool. Well, not really, because some people might, like, kindness, they might say really just, like, tone-deaf things to people. And they might say, like, well, I said it out of kindness, but I'm not cruel. Because I'm kind and I'm trying to help you. Except there's a problem with that. It's one thing if you're really good friends with somebody and you saw them, like, let's say your really, really good friend kept, I don't know, making bad investment choices, and you tried to help your friend after seeing them go through all those things, or even the first time. That's a little bit different. But if you were to just not know somebody that long and you're like, oh, your investment ideas are wacky, and no, being tone deaf is not cool. It doesn't make you seem more trendy or more hip just because you're tone deaf. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to think, wow, they're tone deaf. I think they're awesome. Most people aren't that excited about tone deaf. You know, it's kind of the opposite actually, but you know, anyhow, that's just my observation. Maybe some people like it. Maybe some people like, well, I know there's a lot of people that like, they think that not being nice is awesome. But I think being nice is awesome. You can be kind and nice, because being nice means you're not tone deaf. It means you have perception. Because it's kind of like the example I gave the other day of the architect who may have built the most beautiful building and their work is amazing, but let's say that they were just, and everything they knew about architecture was sound, and they knew everything. But let's say this person just kind of bulldozed other people down, and they always had to be right. And their way of being right was to just, like, it didn't really matter what anybody thought, because they were being kind and explaining all their architectural ideas and, like, the way that they interacted with people that might work for them. Like, it didn't matter that they might come off as abrasive, because they were kind and right. But sometimes you can be right and it's not right, because you were tone deaf. And I feel like you have to consider tone too, because I don't know, but that's just my interpretation of that. Okay, here's the style. I just think, be nice, be kind, be considerate. Yes, you can be right, but tone. I don't know, but then again, at the end of the day, we live in a very super assertive culture, so I don't think in super assertive culture land people are gonna reconsider their tone, because being right is the most important thing, but honestly, that's kind of where being an introvert comes into play, because I feel like, yeah, yes, you can definitely, and then if people do those things, sometimes you're just like, okay, like especially on YouTube comments, you can be like, I guess you felt you were right about everything, and I'm just gonna walk away and let you be right. But then there will be no engagement with you, and maybe that's their goal. I don't know. I think that's kind of the goal of people that want to come off as very abrasive, like they're introverted, but in another kind of way. I think just the overriding desire to be right about everything, like, is their form of introversion, so they don't really care who they steamroll over to make their point. I don't know. I see that a lot in the common sphere. Some people might be really social doing it. Some people are so I know what. And at the end of the day, sometimes I just think, yeah, that's one reason, like I said earlier, I'm just not going to comment on a lot of videos anymore, because I like to protect my peace. And a friend who's also a creator made a really good observation that there's just a lot of content nowadays. Like, there is still a lot of good content out there, but a lot of it isn't really anything to write home about. So why would you stress yourself out to make comments on videos that are subpar, or just like videos that are just parts of movies, where somebody's trying to make a point, and I don't know. But anyway, not even a movie review, just trying to make a point. But at the end of the day, I just really want more calmness in my life. That's what I'm striving for. So yeah, that's the hairstyle. Thanks for watching.